Today, after a series of dangerous escalations here in the Persian Gulf, the U.S. and Iran, at least for now, backed away from a military conflict. President Trump, in a series of extraordinary tweets, and then in an interview with the moderator of Meet the Press, Chuck Todd, President Trump outlined how he was ready to carry out a military strike. The pieces were in place, the warships, the aircraft, the targets had been chosen. But then when President Trump asked his military advisors, some of whom were pushing for a strike, his military commanders told him that there could be as many as 150 casualties, as many as 150 Iranians killed by this action. The president said he thought about it for a short amount of time and decided not to go forward, calling it off because he thought that was not an appropriate response, disproportionate a response to Iran's shooting down an unmanned American surveillance drone. Now, the response from Iran was interesting. After days of bellicose rhetoric, Iran bragging how it was able to shoot down an American spy drone, today Iran tried, it seemed, not to be outdone by President Trump, saying that it too showed restraint, that it too had the possibility of causing American casualties, but decided to call off the operation. Iran saying specifically that it had an American aircraft in its sights with dozens of Americans on board, but it decided in the last minute not to pull the trigger. So at least for now, there was something of a dial back. But it doesn't mean that tensions in this part of the world can't ramp up very quickly once again.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.